We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, wow. Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers. Oh, welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com, and most importantly, SideScrollersPlus.com. What's going on, everybody? Hey, happy Wednesday? No, today's Thursday. Today is Thursday. Days running together. It is Thursday. Here we are over the hump, making our way into the weekend. I'm glad you're with us. Today, we got a interesting show, to say the least. I'm not going to lie and tell you that it wasn't a struggle finding a lot of things to talk about today, because there's always things to talk about. But we were looking for that big old ring dinger, and we didn't quite have it today until one of you helped out with that. Hello, Blabs.
Hello. Happy Thursday.
Yes, it is Thursday.
You learned the days of the week.
Yes. Man, I'll tell you what. What's that?
I'm proud of you for learning the days of the week. Well done.
A Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right, Blabs?
No. Lunadi, Mercredi. Oh, no. Lunadi, Martedi,
Mercredi. Okay, don't go correcting me unless you know. Unless you know, Blabs.
Okay, it's Thursday, so it's Jovidi.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I told my mom about your lasagna soup, and she was like, but why? You broke her.
Good. Maybe your mom should try the lasagna soup.
No.
She'd be able to figure out what.
Who the hell eats lasagna soup?
Labs. I do, and it's delicious. You should try it sometime. Oh. Lasagna soup. I'll tell you, somebody who I guarantee probably hasn't had lasagna soup, but I guarantee values lasagna. Our guest today, Gothix. Hello, Gothix.
So what's in it? Is it noodle? Is there meatballs? Like, what's in the lasagna soup? Is there ricotta?
Would you like me to get you the actual recipe?
I would like to see this.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
Oh.
He's actually going to leave.
Why? Why did you ask?
I was just curious. You know, I'm open to trying new things, and that sounds fascinating to me.
Lasagna soup sounds fascinating.
It does. It does.
You hurt me sometimes, you know? Just a little bit. You know? But how are you, besides lasagna soup?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. There's a lot of, news in the world today about Harry Potter, so my brain's kind of hurting just a tiny bit, but it's fine.
Oh, I haven't heard any of the Harry Potter news.
Well, I know you are a big fan, so I'll just give it to you like a TLDR. There's a shop in Chicago that just opened up for all the new merch, and that's fine. I'm just kind of curious how the security's working out there. And then German books made it Hermione Black.
Okay, all right.
May or not have. It's very hard to tell, but yeah.
That makes sense.
The end.
Blabs, I just want to know, when you look at the chat and you see all the hands doing this, do you find that's cultural appropriation? The hands going,
I actually do it. I watched a playback of a video I made for my channel the other day, and I'm like, this in the camera. So I'm like, you know what? That's fair.
So you're Italian?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Guamanian, also known as Italian.
Shut up, Craig.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
For the soup. This is courtesy of...
Can you do the meme where you're like doing that and trying to read a small piece of paper?
No, I can't. The soup, 14 ounces, sweet Italian chicken sausage, right? Or just whatever sausage. Half a onion chopped, 2 crushed garlic cloves, 4 tablespoons chopped parsley, 3 cups chicken broth, 2.5 cups water, 2 cups marinara sauce, 2 bay leaves, fresh cracked black pepper, 6-ounce broken lasagna noodles. That's the thing. So you make the soup and then you make the noodles separately. Then you add the noodles so you get the whole lasagna thing
It's not noodles because it's lasagna. They're really big, long pieces of pasta.
This don't sound bad so far, because it sounds like chicken noodle soup with bigger noodles.
Yeah, except
Well,
they're not noodles. So
They're
it's
broken noodles. They're broken up. Like it's
pasta broken down.
yeah,
but they're
yeah,
not
it's great.
noodles.
So then for the topping, once you put it in, you have the soup, you put in the noodles, then you put the cheese on top of it, and that's where you get the cheesy aspect of it. So you have mozzarella cheese, ricotta cheese, Parmesan cheese, parsley, and basil.
Excuse me, it's Parmigiano cheese.
Parmigiano.
No, but no, let's be real here. When you say Parmesan, you're actually talking about South American cheese. So get it right.
Bada boom, everybody! There we go. All right. Well, thank you, Blabs, for that. But so Gothix, I'll text you I'll text you the recipe if you want to give it a try. It's very easy. It's very easy. This is a family favorite at our
Side
house.
dishes.
Blabs, maybe for side dishes, I can make that for you. Actually,
don't
my
want it, though.
wife. No, stop being such a snob.
No,
Stop it.
no. Protect the tradition and culture. That means you gotta be a snob sometimes.
Blabs. If you want, you can go and make your fucking noodles. Do your hand rolled noodles. Do whatever you want. All right, and then we'll throw the noodles in the soup.
Why do you keep calling pasta noodles? You know they're not the same, right?
Put your pasta in this. What a snob! It's crazy.
Listen. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even like olives. So like this, and he
I
doesn't
don't
like
like
mayonnaise.
olives.
Like no.
How the tables have turned here.
Not
Blabs.
good. Not good.
Listen, I'm convinced
just
you've never had
there.
a good olive. It's just that. It's just that simple.
Well, look, that's the type of wonderful conversation you can expect today.
Chad's telling me to gatekeep, so I'm going to keep gatekeeping. Okay.
Yes, you get okay. That's fine. All right, sounds good. Well, look, we got a lot to talk about today. We got an update on Nintendo Switch 2, at least potential pre-orders. Once again, thank you guys for letting us know. We'll give you a proper shout out here in a second. We have an update on the Minecraft movie. Gothix, you've been watching the Minecraft movie stuff, seeing all the that's going on there.
Yeah, it looks like trash. I never played Minecraft. The movie does not make me want to play Minecraft, and I'm tired of seeing Jack Black everywhere.
We were discussing this yesterday. He's made over $5 billion in the movies that he starred in. $5 billion. It's crazy. We also are talking about. We wanted to get to the story yesterday, but a Chinese man has sues for poor self-esteem because of video games. We'll get to that in a little bit. We have a story about the latest scandal inside the video game industry is about a game called Drug Dealer Simulator. So we'll get to that as well. And of course, Ubisoft is in the middle of a lawsuit as well, where they are claiming that you do not own the games that you bought, and you're dumb if you thought you did. So we got a busy day today. Lots to talk about. As always, we like to start the show with today in gaming history. So Blabs, what do we have today?
Okay, everybody. April 10th means we have Warzone 2100 or 2100 released back in 1999. Shut up, Craig. Then we also have Mario Kart Wii, the bestest Mario Kart ever, released on this day in Japan in 2008. And then we have Skullgirls, released in 2012. Ta-da!
Okay, all right. So Skullgirls, obviously a little bit of controversy still around that game. That is 13 years old today. Are you familiar with any of those games, Gotham?
I remember Skullgirls. I don't recall the controversy though.
Oh my gosh! So the guy who created it got forced out during all the heyday of like Me Too and all that stuff, like 4 or 5 whatever years ago. And there's still controversy around it. I'm kind of mixed. I don't have a clear picture of everything, but I just know that the guy who originally started it is no longer with it, and he pretty much got shoved out, if memory serves correctly, which probably doesn't. So
yeah.
Yes. Okay, so you mentioned Mario Kart Wii, Blabs, the best Mario Kart ever.
It is. Dude, you get a steering wheel with the wave. Come
God.
on.
Ridiculous.
Shut up. How can't you just let me have my fun? Then you call me a snob. Look at you, little Nintendo snob over there, you shill.
What was that about you having to gatekeep a second ago?
Yeah, so
Got him.
it's not. Wait, no. That's not a difference between saying which game is your preference. That's not gatekeeping. They're all good Nintendo Mario Kart games.
Blabs, everything you said is valid until you brought up playing the game with the steering wheel. Get fucked. All right.
You know I can just bring myself back in.
I know. But listen, you can't do that, Blabs. You can't do that. The double standard
it's
is
fun. Come on, you get the little wheel, you pop the Wii remote in, you go wee. Come on. As a kid, I grew up as a kid on the Wii. It was awesome. So much fun. I played with my parents too, and they loved it also. Yeah, that's right. Now that I brought in the family, you're like, shit.
No, I'm trying to like understand how you don't see the immense double standard that you're throwing down right now.
Yeah, what double standard? It's not like I'm saying don't make the recipe. It's not the same as saying I prefer this Mario Kart game over the other existing ones.
I'm not saying. Listen, allow
Your
me
shit,
to
and that's it.
allow me to kind of throw out the metaphor here, Blabs.
Uh-huh.
You're saying don't make the lasagna soup without the pasta.
No,
right?
no. You're
No,
asking me why you call it
let me
noodles.
finish. Okay, the noodles are pasta. I'm saying don't play Mario Kart Wii with
Why not?
hearing well.
It's made by Nintendo, you Nintendo shill. I thought you were all about
The
that.
same reason. Blabs.
Consume.
The same. Are you a fucking idiot? I'm literally the opposite of what you're saying right now. But
I know. I just really like
I'm
messing with
I'm
you.
telling you not to consume.
It's like
Blabs.
a hobby of mine.
Don't consume. Stop consuming.
I like the wheels. They're fun.
God.
I still have mine.
All right. Gothix, you're in the middle of
Let her have the wheel. I never had a Wii, so I don't really know what she's talking about, but
They were fun.
Nobody does. But some other games that you missed today include King of Fighters 12, released 16 years ago in Japan. Nice little fighting game right there. And Happy Campers. Don't know that game, but there we are. Do we have any porno released today? That's usually something that
sadly.
no
I
porno
was
games
very
released.
upset about that. I was like, oh, no hentai today.
Girls Made Pudding. Sounds interesting.
I actually didn't see these when I made it yesterday because I'm always doing the day ahead. Like, so this list gets updated, right? And it came out today.
Blabs.
Oh, look at that.
what
yeah,
the
they
hell?
weren't there yesterday.
Do a little digging, see if you can find a little more information about Friendship with Benefits too.
I mean, just look at the avatar. Is that like a furry? What is that?
Wow, God, it's me. I'm so big.
It's developed and published by Twisted Scarlet 60.
Okay.
Good luck, everybody.
Well, Blab, see if you can do a little digging.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look on Steam now. Good,
Please.
wish me luck.
Please do. All right, off the bat, man, give it up for Stephen Miller, who
Oh no!
She clicked it. What is it? What do you see?
I'm not
Describe
pulling
it.
that up.
Is anything naked?
Yeah!
Oh.
Wow! Oh my god!
All right, I gotta look at it
Wow.
too. Hold on.
Okay,
Friends.
I'll just put
Blab.
it in the private chat.
No,
Mm,
Blabs,
you can-
Blabs, do us a favor. Put it in the
Yeah, it's in the private chat.
Okay, I'll
okay,
click.
hold on.
You have to go to the fourth picture.
I'm not logged in.
Oh, I have to log in. It's one of
Yeah.
those?
Yeah, it's one of those.
All
Okay.
right, hold on. Listen, hang tight,
Oh
guys.
my god!
I
No!
need to log
no,
in.
no, it gets worse on my eyes.
Okay, here we go. Store. Okay.
Oh no.
I have to click out of it. Now I'm looking at Nintendo FAQ page and I feel better. Woo!
All right, what's this game called again?
Friends with Benefit 2.
All right, I'm already logged in on Steam. Hold on, let me look on Steam as opposed to Friendship with Benefits 2. I don't want to have to log in.
Do not pull it up. We will be like, destroyed in 2 seconds.
No. No, listen, is there anything I can show, Blabs?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Hold on.
No.
I'll be the judge of that.
Because you can even see it at the bottom when you're scrolling through the images. But on the plus side, it is 10% off.
Oh, good. Friendship with Benefits 2. Let's find out.
Oh, shit.
Excluded by preferences, mature.
Oh, keep scrolling. I'm changing the tabs.
Oh!
Just keep going. There's a whole lot of images.
Whoa! Oh, God.
Yeah, I can't find it. I don't know if I have a setting or something, but it's like, no.
Whoa!
Won't go to me.
I told you. It gets really bad.
Oh, my God.
I told you. Okay, Vanessa, I'll just tell you. There's lots of furries and dicks and buttholes and vaginas and boobies.
Okay.
And they're all
Okay.
unicorns. They're all unicorns.
All unicorns. All right.
Wow.
Ooh.
It is an adult-only game, and you can get it for $16
my
and 19 cents.
eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised this is on Steam. I mean, I will admit I once bought the game Genital Jousting, so I'm aware of such things.
Dude, genital jousting is hilarious. That game is so freaking funny. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can actually share this.
What?
Hold on. Okay,
What, the giant group shot of them?
let's see. Here we go. We'll just look at the this right here. It has 42 plus sex scenes and 50 plus erotic CG with a focus on exploring unique kinks. Where's Arch when you need them? with a variety of characters, 30 girls, each with their own stories, ranging from returning favorites to exciting new faces. Blab, see how many people are playing this game right now. Look on Steam charts.
Oh, why do you hate me so?
Just saying. All right. Anyways, sorry about that, everybody. And that is today in gaming
27 in game right now.
Wow. Okay. We need to
judging
find
all of
those
them.
guys. Oh, Jesus.
That was the all-time peak, and they're still there playing for 27 minutes. I'm sus. I'm just gonna say that.
They're going hard. Give it up for GameSpot.
You had to say that word, didn't you? With that,
They are. They're going hard at the game. They're playing the game hard.
good for them. Solid 27 minutes.
Yeah, good for them. Anyways, you can check out Friendship with Benefits 2 today.
Or not.
I feel like we should get some sort of like referral fee from these games, you know, like when we bring up this
Free
insanity.
advertisement.
Yeah. We're mercenaries going to go out and buy it.
Yeah, mercenary.
Steven is our big winner today. Nintendo's website has updated the FAQ on this Switch 2. Apparently, the first batch of pre-orders begins May 8th. Yeah, we're going to get to that in just a second. Thank you for the heads up on that, Steven. Greatly appreciate that. You guys are helping, bringing a lot to the show. New York Giants fan coming in with his joke of the day. Says, Dad, joke of the day. Why did the boy do his homework on the plane? He wanted a higher education. Hey, bada boomy! Mercenary says, Blabs, you're not fired for lasagna soup, but you will be if the games are bad today in gaming history.
You tell me I'm fired every day, mercenary, and yet I'm still here.
Mm-hmm. Joey says, lasagna soup sounds weird. I'll tell you, I will post the recipe on X for everybody.
Oh, they're asking to do it on Plus.
Okay, we'll do it on Plus. Sounds good. Mercenary says, my mom just heard and she wants the recipes. There you go. Everybody thinks this is great. Or you can just Google lasagna soup and you can find it. Simple. Keep Late Night says, darn it, Craig, now I'm curious about lasagna soup and how it compares to my family's pizza soup. See? Like, do you see Blaz's face?
The audacity.
Scarf says, drug dealer Sim wasn't a lawsuit last I heard, merely an investigation they were obligated to do. Okay, well, there's rumors of a lawsuit. I don't know. We'll get into all that nonsense later on. Thank you very much, Scarf. Appreciate that. Salon the Lich says, breaking the pasta. Oh, boy, that's total deviant behavior. This is why Craig talks video games and doesn't have a cooking channel. Otherwise, he would be the Dr. Disrespect of culinary arts. A pasta. What's this say, Blabs?
A pastassi?
There you go. Thank
I
you.
don't know what that is. But do you remember when I was in Texas and you were like, oh, what's the problem with breaking pasta? It's already broken. I'm like, it's not broken, it's cut. So, yeah.
Okay.
You don't remember that? I yelled at you.
No, I don't.
I guess I gotta yell at you more. All right, it's fine.
Modest comes in and says, hey, bada bing. What's the haps crew? Not going to lie. That lasagna soup sounds pretty good, Craig. Blabs. Que paso, contigo? What's that say?
Que pasa contigo, which is Spanish, not Italian, but it's fine.
Oh, wait. That's border language. Arrivederci, mi amigos. Mozzarella cannoli. Thank you very much, Modest. Appreciate that. We got to speak Blabs' language when you super chat and support in here. All right. We do have our Montez goal today, which I can't wait for Gothix to be able to yell out from the heavens which Montez she'd like to see today when we get there. We're 3 into our goal of 20 yellow supers today, which we're gonna get there today. Of course, today's episode is brought to you by Side Scrollers Plus, which means it's brought to you by you. Head over to sidescrollersplus.com and use promo code April, which once again, that only is available till tomorrow. So make sure you guys go over there and use that and get $30 off your annual membership. If you're so inclined, you get access to Nerd Duel, which Nerd Duel episode 3, which you'll be able to see a full week before it is launched over on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, Nerd Duel episode 2 airs immediately after today's show. You don't need to go anywhere if you're watching over on YouTube. We will redirect to that premiere from here. People have been really enjoying that. We did that with Blabs Versus on Tuesday. We're going to do it today with Nerd Duel. So make sure you guys stick around. We have a phenomenal list of people joining us this week for Nerd Duel. That includes the wonderful Vera Dark, the amazing Kay from Melee Games, and finally, third, Mally Mouse right there. You can see there on the right side of your screen. With, of course, new on YouTube this week. So appreciate you guys popping in. That'll be available immediately after the show. So if you're already watching, don't go anywhere. With that said, friends, we have a lot to talk about today, and I'm glad you're with us. So let's get into it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. Hard News. All right. I have not seen this yet, but Blabs always likes to start off with a video that makes us go lol. And that is what we have here, a video from Instagram. Will I laugh at this, Blabs?
I mean, I did.
Okay, here we go. The title on this is, well, there's nothing on it. Here we are. Let's I like homeschooling. Meet your teacher.
Meet your teacher and you see me.
Oh!
What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Anyways, if you want to order signs for your franchise stores, make sure you buy from a responsible sign company. LC Sign has 4 respect.
Okay, this guy's genius.
He is. I saw that.
He is the only business account that I will just scroll through all of their videos. He's a genius.
I feel like we need to buy something from him just because he's so freaking funny.
You should get a new restroom sign behind you, Craig, and ask him to make you one.
Oh yeah.
You should. That's
Light it up. Or, dare I say, even get a sign with our brand on it. I don't know.
There you go.
Throw it out there. That'd be great.
Side scrollers restrooms that way.
Guaranteed side scrollers restrooms. Okay. Well, thank you for that LC Lightbox and your wonderful advertising. And I was wondering where that was going. And he said what everybody else was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We have an update on the world's greatest app from a company that is immensely disappointing me right now. The world's greatest app being Nintendo Music, where my nostalgia flows over me like a nice breeze on a summer day. Nintendo Music has updated with some new tracks, including the greatness of F-Zero, F-Zero X, expansion kit, I don't even know what that is, and GameCube's Luigi's Mansion.
Nintendo Music.
So anyways, that's fun. If you're into rocking the nostalgia. Do you have any nostalgia for any F-Zero games or Luigi's Mansion?
I didn't even know they had Nintendo Music. I didn't know that there was a thing.
It's the best app ever.
Oh, do you have to pay for it?
No. Well, you do have to be a member of the annual thing, Nintendo Switch Online.
Okay.
They have. So if you're a member of that, you get free access to it. But it's more or less like iTunes for your Nintendo game music. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I can appreciate them brushing the nostalgia over me every week when they release new things for this. If only they release new games as frequently as they released new music, or at least classics and stuff. So there's that. That super chat we had a few minutes ago about the Switch 2 pre-orders. There's been a lot of talk about the pre-orders, and you remember they were going to have you pre-order this week on the 9th after announcing the Switch 2 last week. First and foremost, Gothix, have you been keeping track of all the insanity going on with the Switch 2 from afar?
Like the pricing and, first of all, I have a Switch and I'm not someone to jump on board and just rush to the latest console. But yeah, I see a lot of people eager to buy it, even though it's a lot of money and games are going to be a lot of money. And I'm just like, you know what? Going outside is free. So I'd rather do that.
Well, I was talking to my theory along this all along has been that I think the Switch is going to see a tremendous boost in sales. The original Switch 1, because people are going to look at the Switch 2 and they're going to go, ooh. Mm-hmm. And they're going to look at the Switch 1 and go, oh, that's more affordable, right? Yeah. And specifically looking at the games, they're going to do the same with the games versus the price. And I was talking to my insider this morning who works with over 800 retail stores, and they said that is exactly what's happening. They've seen a spike in Switch 1 sales since the Switch 2 was announced. And they don't have exact figures on it, but they say that they've seen a noticeable jump in Switch 1 sales since then, because people are like, I don't think I can afford $450. And then they pulled back actually the pre-order process with the tariffs and everything. And they said, well, we got to reevaluate. Well, now we know, or at least we have a good idea as to when the pre-orders will be happening, thanks to Nintendo's own website. This is, you can register your interest. This is what a crazy way to say this. Register your interest to buy from my Nintendo store. So you got to like go into a lottery to attempt to maybe possibly buy.
But that's the Japanese, though. They love the lottery culture over there.
So sign in with your Nintendo account and register your interest in purchasing a Switch 2 system. Like what? I can't get past this weird.
That's strange.
Here. Yeah,
it is a weird phrasing.
Yeah. Of the Switch 2 system and select accessories from the official My Nintendo store. We'll be in touch with an invitation email once it's your turn to shop. Open to Nintendo account holders in the U.S. who are at least 18 years of age, blah, 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 blah. Invitation emails will prioritize on a first-come, first-come basis, blah, 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 with a minimum of 12. So you have to have the minimum of 12 months membership and a minimum of 50 total gameplay hours. So they're saying we're going to reward our hardcore users as of April 2nd, 2025. Okay, here's where we're getting information about this. Where are we?
So if you scroll all the way down, keep going.
There we are. Right here, this one? Both of them?
One more.
Keep going. This one?
That very first FAQ question that you're hovering.
Okay. Got to be 18. The first batch of invitations will go out starting May 8th, 2025. So just about a month after the initial idea of April 9th. So about 30 days, with additional batches of invitation emails sent periodically until purchasing on My Nintendo store is open to everybody. The initial invitation emails will serve on a first-come, first-served basis to eligible registrants who meet the priority criteria. Invitees have 72 hours from the time the email is sent to complete their purchase. So there we are right there. So looking like May 8th is the first day they're sending it out. Then you got 72 hours to pick up your Switch 2.
This reads as though they think it's gonna sell out, like sort of like when they launched the PS5 and how scalpers were just buying it and reselling it for crazy. That's what it kind of reads like.
Yeah, so Nintendo, they haven't said the reason why they put those requirements in is because of scalpers, but that's very much implied. The idea that you have to have a Nintendo Switch account for 12 months and you have to have played 50 hours worth of games. They haven't said that directly, but it is strongly implied. Now, keep in mind, that is only for the Nintendo store. Now, if you're going to buy from Walmart or Best Buy, those requirements aren't going to be there. So, but that's strictly from buying on the Nintendo store. So there's that. And you wonder like what the total inventory that the Nintendo store will have compared to buying at Best Buy versus Walmart or whatever. If Nintendo will hold more inventory on their end to hold on to these requirements versus other retailers. I don't know. So there's also been stories about how there's quote unquote millions of Switch 2s already in warehouses in the United States. And this was before the tariffs were put in place. So, this idea of like, the tariffs adjusted the price, that's been debunked a million like times over.
Yeah.
They've said so themselves. But we don't know with the tariffs if it will cause a price adjustment, because they did say it was $450, then the tariffs dropped, and they said, well, we got to reevaluate. And so there may be a potential price increase, which I don't know if that's a very smart thing to do, considering kind of the egg that's been on Nintendo's face the last week or so since they announced this. They've done a very poor job of relaying information to their audience, and everything from the price to the price of the games, and it's been tough. So I don't know. You said you don't have a whole lot of interest in picking up a Switch 2, Gothix?
No, I mean, because I have a Switch 1 and I'll play it occasionally, but I really just don't play handhelds like that. And I don't I don't really know many people that do. I think a lot of the people that I know that are interested in the Switch 2 like it because they're Nintendo fanboys and not particularly because they spend most of their time gaming on a handheld.
I think there's a lot of I do think there's a lot of truth in that. I've seen a lot of people who have been very blinded by their allegiance to Nintendo, and people will say that I'm like one of them. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to buy a Switch 2, like at least not day one.
Yeah,
it'll be day 2. All right, relax. But I think that, you know, and this goes back to like people talk about our show and why we're critical of things, right? Like Nintendo has been a part of my life, literally my entire adult life, most of my childhood. It has shaped me as a person, you know, literally my career, right? I've been talking about Nintendo games for 20 years online. And so I do have an affinity for the brand, but I have an affinity for the brand so much that I'm not afraid to call bullshit when I see it. And it's not, I don't have blind loyalty. I have an affinity. And I think there's a big difference between the two. You know, and I feel like Blabs, you're similar to that. Like with Harry Potter, you have a
oh yeah, I'm very critical, but I'm still a mega fan. I'm not gonna shill for everything, which is why I never get invited anywhere from Warner Brothers and Universal Studios. Because if you notice, everyone who gets invited always is a shill for whatever case it is, for Nintendo, Disney, Universal. They never actually provide real criticism, and it doesn't have to be from a place of like hatred or anything. This is like you're providing criticism for it to improve, so people still buy your product, but for some reason, these corporations don't seem to grasp that, and they just want, oh, we want you to kiss our toes 24/7. Thank you, and I just won't do that. So, yeah. Well,
I think everybody likes to feel good and be validated, right? I mean, that's, you go on social media, and
but that doesn't mean like you can't have like decent criticism. It's like, hi, I really like this one item. However, I think it could be better if it had made out of better quality or whatever it is, or a better price. You know. Price per bang, whatever. But yeah, no, they don't like hearing that ever anymore.
No, for sure. Gothix, do you have a brand that you have either affinity or blind loyalty to?
I had an affinity for Call of Duty for the longest time. I'm talking like from the original all the way up until I honestly forgot, like maybe I can't even remember. Eventually I fell off because I'm like, this sucks. Like, you guys keep adding things to the game. It sucks. It's not the same game. And then I just stopped playing it. You know, like, I'm not, as Blab says, I'm not going to kiss their toes and be like, oh, I love Call of Duty. It's like, no, it's not even the same thing anymore.
Yeah. It's okay to love something enough to want it to improve. You know, I think that's very natural for a lot of things. And, you know, look, you get lumped in, and this goes back to, I had this post on X the other day about toxic positivity, right? I want people to be excited, but there's definitely a line that you can cross where everything is great, everything is awesome. And if you don't like it, you're a hater, you're toxic, whatever. It's like nothing good happens from people just blindly agreeing with everything that gets thrown out there. It's okay to be critical at times with whatever it is, whether it's your favorite show, whether it's a product, whatever. You know, like outside of Nintendo, I think of like Disney, right? Like, I've loved Disney my entire life, but the last few years, like, you can be very critical of Disney and point and laugh and be like, dude, what the fuck are y'all doing? And that's, you know, I don't want to say that's the route that Nintendo's going down now, but similar to Disney, there has been a change in leadership at Nintendo. They're like, just like there was a change in leadership at Disney, and then obviously that came back, right, with Iger coming back, and a change in philosophy. People who were part of the previous company are no longer there, you know, and that's the same with Nintendo, where you've seen, I mentioned this yesterday, but Iwata died. Reggie Fils-Aimé moved on from Nintendo of America, and now all of a sudden the company started to look a little bit different. And I shudder to think how different it's going to look when Miyamoto either retires or dies, because I think he is the heartbeat of that company in a major way. So anyways, bringing it back to the beginning, looks like you will, if you want your Nintendo Switch 2, May 8th, you need to go out and get your invitation by registering over at the Nintendo website. So there's that. Big Bomb just dropped in the chat. from CR Vox. Great to see you with 20 gifted memberships. Look at that chat going green, baby. Love to see that. Hey, CR Vox, thank you so much. That is incredibly generous. We greatly appreciate that. If you guys got gifted membership from Vox, make sure you say thank you and consider paying it forward.
I think he deserves Pappy.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Pappy.
There's the 20 gifted gets you Pappy running up and down. She's so happy. So happy that's a rare one. We don't see Pappy very often. So
Why is she called Pappy?
Oh, because she looks like someone who screams Pappy, like Daddy.
Oh, okay.
wow. Okay.
I see.
Yeah.
Blabs, I have big news for you.
You are racist.
No, I'm just judging her by her slutty attire, actually.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Vox, thank you again. Appreciate that immensely. Also appreciate Tamamo coming in with the 10 euro money. He says, Blabs, I sent you a DM on X, but no matter what I try, YouTube won't let me tell you what it was about, despite me using the most standard words imaginable and spending 10 minutes editing and trying. So you got a DM waiting for you over on X. Thank you so much, Tamamo.
Thank you.
The Titter Pig Rancher says that soup sounds delicious. Stop hating, Blabs.
I will gatekeep.
You have to try it first.
Yeah, you got to try it. Exactly. Don't be snob.
No. I don't know what it is, but you guys just love to just combine everything together and be like, ta-da! Stop.
It's literally the same ingredients.
No.
Literally the same.
There is no chicken broth in lasagna. Thank you very much.
They added one ingredient.
They added a whole bunch of other stuff. What, were you not listening?
Like parsley and cheese. Look, I'll tweet that out
cheese in
later.
lasagna. Les incompetents.
It's the lasagna soup. Mary says Tony the homie from LC Signs is based as fuck. Yeah, he's funny as shit. Most of the world is. Rivian says shout out to friendship with Brony with benefits too. It's been 20 years since the Bronies got any love. Lol. Thanks, Rivian. Appreciate that. I like your avatar. It's funny. Joey says I love F-Zero X soundtrack. I never heard the F-Zero X version of Rainbow Road. It's amazing. I didn't know that was a thing, and I need to check that out. Angela is very excited that you're here. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Angela.
And also gifted another membership to the channel. Let's take and go. Thank you very much, Angela. Appreciate that.
Member shit. Thank you.
All right. Once again, we do see all super chats, all direct donations, all Rumble rants. We'll get to every single one, as well as all new Plus memberships. You head over to Side Scrollers Plus. Let's continue on. Have you been following what's been going on with Epic Universe, the new theme park that's opening in Orlando, Florida? Gothix. Have you seen this?
I have heard of this universe. So has it opened yet, or is it like?
So it opens in May. They're doing previews right now.
Oh, okay.
And the footage coming out of it is spectacular.
Really?
And everybody who's gone there has said it's the best theme park they've ever been to.
Wow.
Literally like 100% of everybody I've seen. It's a landslide of love for the Epic Universe. So in Epic Universe, they have the How to Train Your Dragon area. And in that, they have these little cute little motherfuckers walking around as well. Look at how cute this son of a bitch is walking around these little dragons.
Wait, is someone in that?
No, it's an animatronic.
That is so cool.
Yes,
yeah, no, they have some serious animatronics at Universal Studios. It's quite impressive.
What?
Yeah, isn't that cool? So they got the little dragons walking around.
But you should show what's actually underneath the animatronic and why it's very fascinating to know about.
Well,
well, it says Boston Dynamics, so
yes.
I assume.
I knew this as soon as I saw it walking out that it was one of these little things right here.
Wow.
I guess. And we've seen these guys like climbing up stairs and all sorts of stuff. So they more or less put a skin on it. And
it's
turned it into
genius.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So I think it's really cool. I mean, they've obviously added some new technology with the eyes moving and such, and being able, I guess the guy's able to talk to it and it responds and it bounces. But yeah, it very much moves like this thing over here. So it made a lot of sense to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But
can you imagine they'll eventually be able to like breathe fire and stuff because they already have those robot dogs that have like the fire inside, right? So can you imagine this one be like a little puff of fire?
I don't think I want robots breathing fire.
Well, it's coming, Craig.
Dragon.
It's coming.
It's a dragon. Yeah, it's already here.
God damn. I think that's how that like we're already close to D-Day here as far as the takeover of
How
AI.
to Train Your Terminator, chat says.
I know shit. That's exactly what it is. How to Train Your fucking Terminator. Oh my God. Well, it's coming, and we might as well embrace the cuteness of it because, damn it, they sure are cute, aren't they? Look at that one more time. That's just so cute.
It is very impressive. I will give them props. It is a genius idea to incorporate it.
I imagine they have handlers with them because I can just foresee kids trying to ride it.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's probably really trained with him, like, to be able to explain, don't touch the dragon, hands off, yada, yada, yada.
Don't touch the dragon.
Well, there's also always, like, there's also a security person nearby cast members, right? You always see them somewhat off watching the cast members for security purposes. If they do, like, a symbol or sign, it means I'm in danger, you know, someone's harassing them or whatever, and they come in and they help them. So I'm assuming there's going to be someone like that for tech purposes also.
Yeah, there's always a handler for sure. Always a handler, and maybe that guy is the handler. Who knows? But he's doubling up as character handler. Anyways, looks super fun. That's where Super Nintendo World is as well as the Monsters Land over at Epic Universe. There's a lot going on there, and I'm gonna need to reach back out and be like, hey, we really want to go. We really love yours.
I've been seeing footage of like that dark universe at night. Oh my God, is it impressive?
They have done an outstanding job of flooding social media with amazing pictures and good free promotion for Epic Universe, because I was like excited for the park, but I'm kind of like brimming next level excited for the park now.
I'm super stoked for this thing.
Yeah,
I'm so stoked. And I even just saw today that one of the Celestial Park, they have like the most plants ever. I can't remember. I can't find like how many plants there were, but there was like 16,000 plants or whatever in this park, like thousands of plants. They were saying it's wild, like very cool stuff. Very cool.
All right. Well, maybe we can have like I said, the goal is to have like road shows and to go out and do a week of shows at Epic Universe or Universal Studios. I think that'd be super fun.
Nice.
So hopefully they can get their head out of their ass and invite us down there. It's creative.
Yeah, that'll really get them going.
Hey, you dummies, invite us down. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Victor says, imagine if world-class chefs didn't try mixing things together. Snobs ruin a lot. Thanks, Victor. Appreciate that. Raptor Kratos says, heads up, dinosaur nerds. There's a new Walking with Dinosaur show coming to PBS at 8 p.m. on June 16th. So mark your calendars. Montez! She doesn't know she's muted.
Damn it! Anyways, I was saying, funny enough, some of those animatronics that I used in Walking with Dinosaurs are actually used at Universal Studios as well. Tie-in.
Way to go, Blabs. Kratos came in and says, Blabs, is your issue with it's called lasagna soup and you're ultra protective of that particular dish? What if it was called buongiorno soup and was an entirely new thing with similar ingredients?
You spelled that wrong anyway, but listen, lasagna is sacred.
You just can't be satisfied, okay? Blabs.
Okay.
Nope.
All right, look, if there's some sort of pop culture reference, like where someone's just going snob, please send that to me, and we will make that a regular part of the show when Blab goes crazy snobby when it comes to Italian. That'll be played pretty much on rotation.
How dare I preserve food?
Don't get on this high horse of preserving food, right? You're
why
innovating.
not? We can preserve video games. We can preserve culture too, right? Right.
Listen, it's so broken.
I think change is good sometimes.
No,
it's not even change.
Depends.
Well, it's not
innovation,
even
I should say. Innovation is good.
Oh my gosh, it's like this. The same thing is still there. You can make it anytime. We're just offering it in liquid form. It's easier to eat.
Baby, you can't swallow food
with noodles. I'm sorry, pasta.
Well, there's a difference. Come on. Everyone knows that.
Matt Hatter's right. Blabs is a food bigot.
That's fine.
All right. Let's move on, as this is going to be the common theme throughout the show is Blab's hatred towards anything that is not lasagna.
Get off my lawn, okay?
That's right.
Damn.
Blabs has aged 30 years in the last 3 shows. It's crazy. All right. Hey, the Minecraft theme has been added to the Library of Congress's National Recording Registry. So songs are chosen for their cultural, historical, and aesthetic importance. It's the second song from the video game to be added, which, it's interesting I think it's cool when they're adding video game music to the Library of Congress. I'm curious when they're going to be adding Guile's theme from Street Fighter 2, but I don't know if that's been added yet. Blaz, will you do a quick glance at the Library of Congress National Recording Registry video game tunes or video game songs? Just curious how many of those have been added. Gothix, are you a Minecraft fan?
No.
No.
Well, I never played it.
Yeah,
I don't know. It doesn't seem interesting to me. If I want to build things, I'll play The Sims.
I know. I'm tying this into where the story's going, Blabs.
Oh, okay.
We know. Okay.
Poor Vanessa. Being interrogated twice.
Well, no, I'm just asking the question because this, them tying this in, I don't know. This feels like a promotional opportunity that maybe the movie studios got to hey, it'd be really great if we had this other piece of promotion to talk about, like tying this into the national historical whatever. When we just released this movie, which, by the way, this has been an overwhelming success. Like it's going to make $1 billion by the time this is all said and done, Gothix. But it's not a success because it's a movie made about Minecraft. No. The Warner Brother executives have credited the Minecraft movie's box office success to the, quote, power of creativity and the strength of great storytelling and being tied to a multi-billion-dollar IP. But I don't know. It just seems like a kind of an odd statement to think, where I don't think great storytelling when I see this.
This stresses me out.
It stresses you out. Huh?
I have nothing else to. I just feel despair looking at this.
I mean, Jason Momoa in his pink, nice little jacket here with his frills and his Minecraft sword.
You know what? I honestly am still just more disturbed by Jack Black. Both of them look odd. This is a very unsightly photo, but
yeah. This is promotional art, man. This is the best they got. This is the way they wanted them to be portrayed. Well, so the Minecraft movie has been a big hit, and we've talked about this the last several days. Have you seen what's been going on in the theaters for when the kids are going to watch Minecraft? Have you seen this at all?
No.
Okay, so this has become a thing where there's a scene in the movie where Jason Momoa and Jack Black are in a boxing ring. And I've never heard of this before. Like I said, I'm not a big Minecraft guy, but there is a scene where apparently it's called a chicken jockey comes down and it's going to fight Jason Momoa to the death. And when this chicken jockey comes down, Jack Black goes, "Chicken jockey." And this has become this thing where all of a sudden everybody in the theater says chicken jockey at the same time and starts going batshit crazy. And it's like this meme for kids. So what we've seen here is that the theaters are just like, this is a small case of kind of what happens here. Let me just kind of give you an example of it, just so we're all on the same page. You can see it here. Chicken jockey. People start throwing shit, right? And we've seen popcorn thrown around, and this is kind of the aftermath of it.
Whoa.
Right. So it seems like every day we have a new picture of the nonsense that's happening in these theaters because these kids are going batshit nuts. So much so that, as with the internet, people have to continue to one-up each other.
Mm-hmm.
One-up each other over and over and over again, to the point to where somebody actually brought a live chicken to the theater.
You first of all, I have to stop because you keep saying these kids. I heard adults saying that.
Yeah. Well, I would say it's mostly like teenagers and stuff. So check this out.
Bro.
That is animal abuse, actually. You're bringing in a chicken into this air, like this entire situation. Look at that! It's a fucking chicken! Leave it alone!
Did you notice that the movie got shut off? They shut the movie off. They turned the lights on as soon as it happened. Because theaters are now expecting this to be a thing. And this guy's over here running through the theater with a fucking...
That's annoying. That's animal abuse right there. That thing is probably
I hope
freaking
that
the fuck
chicken
out.
shit all over him.
Yep.
Oh, man. PETA showed up. All right. Here's PETA. Blabs the PETA machine is here.
Listen, I despise PETA because they actually euthanize innocent animals all the time. But like, come on, like this is an animal. You're treating it around like it's a toy. Nah.
Well,
this generation's cooked, as the chat says.
Here's another example of it, or another view of it. Look at how fucking insane that is. Yes, it's safe to say we got kicked out. Yes, and people are going. See everybody standing up, going crazy, throwing all sorts of shit. Like everybody knows this is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And it is fucking chicken. So I don't recall anything like this culturally in the last, I don't know, 20 years or so, where you go to a theater and it's become an event, you know. And I'll say this:
Endgame.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Wakanda.
Wakanda forever.
You know how people just dressed up? They didn't trash the theater, but I would say that or the Barbie stuff, but not to this degree.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we saw this as well. This is one last one. This is from a VTuber. It says my theater barely reacted, and here's the scene itself.
What the hell?
It's clearly fake, but funny as shit. Oh my god. So you're curious how people have reacted from a studio perspective. And Jared Hess, who was the movie's director, does that name ring a bell to anybody? Jared Hess?
Is he like part of the Hess trucks gas station?
No, he's not. Jared Hess was the same guy who directed Napoleon Dynamite. So from 20 something years or so ago, but he is.
We'll never know.
Now you're muted. You're
Bye,
broken.
Craig. It's fine. His lasagna soup broke him.
We're back.
Hi.
You're
We're
back.
now.
Am I?
Nope.
Okay. What the hell happened?
I don't know. But I will say, since I did my digging on the National Recording Registry, that Super Mario was added in 2023. And it doesn't seem to be that many video games added. So I see like Super Mario theme, and I've seen the Minecraft. But oddly enough, I don't know if they're saying Minecraft from the movie or the Minecraft music from the video game. But like that seems to be the only video games added. There's like obviously Celine Dion, Oklahoma, Star Wars, West Side Story, the Wiz album, Gypsy, stuff like that.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you for that. So yeah, I heard Mario Brothers. What else was? added?
So like I said, the National Registry, the music and all that, it was just Minecraft and Mario that seems to have been added. They don't have a whole category of just video games. It's like Broadway musical theater soundtrack.
Okay.
And then Mario's in there. Like I'm assuming for the Mario movie, but it doesn't seem video games are actually added in there.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Blabs. So I was talking about Jared Hess and the movie director of Minecraft and what he thinks of the chicken jockey meme. And he says, I've seen so many funny videos. It's great, especially when people are climbing on their friends' shoulders and standing up and cheering for those moments. I'm just glad people are making memories with their friends and family. So he's on board with it. And honestly, I'm cool with it. I actually think that it's fun as long as you're not destroying property. If you're up on your friend's shoulder having fun, and I just think you need to be a little more aware of if there's a family in there with like their kids watching the Minecraft movie. You probably shouldn't be assholes, but we saw that theaters have started to embrace this and have like chicken jockey screenings to where it's kind of fully immersive, and you can yell and scream at and kind of go along with the meme while it's going on.
They lay a tarp on the ground.
right. So like a bad porno. It's but yeah, it's more the Minecraft movie. And like I said, it's become this cultural event, which I think ultimately will drive more money and more awareness to the theaters. So I don't know the last time we saw a big push like this to the theaters, and this first time certainly since COVID. I don't know. You got anything on that, Gothix? Do you remember any movies being an event like this?
No, like I said, not to this degree.
Yeah. All right. Well, then let's go and move on. All right. Let's see. Wedge says Mario Kart Double Dash is the GOAT. Well, it's Kart with a K, Wedge, if I can be a snob for a second, like Blabs is with pasta. Kratos came in with a 10, says it's spelled buongiorno on purpose because it's an American bastardization of something Italian. Brad Pitt says it that way in Inglourious Bastards. Buongiorno.
Oh, that's right, he does. Buongiorno, whatever it is in his southern accent.
Bob came in, says late take. I don't play Zelda, Mario, Pokemon. Not a fanboy. I'm going to have a Switch 2 day one because the hardware is solid. Price makes sense for the performance, and I'm ready to start my Switch 2 collection. There you go, Bob. Thank you. Like I said, to each their own, man. If anybody wants to buy it, go crazy. Here you go, Blabs. This is for you. It's from Harriet Tubman.
Right, okay. Tubby for 5 says, "She is my girl, Gothix." Oh, my mic just disconnected. Anyway, you should try getting on Perfect Guy Life with Sam Hyde and Nick Rochefort since you live in Rhode Island. Gangs, tub out.
I don't know who these people are. I don't know what that is.
Nice. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know what's going on this show.
Where am I?
All right, let's go and move on. We have Blabs. We've had this story in our. Well, we'll get to this story in just a second because I don't even know what's happening with this. So I'm going to let you lead it. But Ian came in with the 10, says they need separate screening rooms for the Mentalist. Yeah, they do. I agree with you, Ian. And Taker says, Craig, can you find that clip of Michael Jordan says, "Stop, get some help"? Yeah, there you go. These Minecraft freaks need to hear that. Nintendo wants Switch to outsell PS2. Once it does Switch 2, prices come down. I don't know about that. I don't think Nintendo has a history of not lowering their prices at all. Chaos Maker says, Rocky Horror Picture use squirt guns through crap. Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at here. It's a Rocky Horror Picture Show version 2. Mercenary says, the chicken jockey thing is brain rot and ban it.
Well, don't ban stuff, but yeah.
Mercenary says,
Just
you're fired
behave.
for your evil negativity, Blabs, for lasagna soup.
Okay.
And look, that Reeve guy came and says, with change comes corruption. Keep gatekeeping, food, Blabs.
It will.
And, yeah, there you go. You agree with me. Yeah. All right, Blabs, guide us through this story here, because I've not read this, but I'll let you kind of give us what's going on.
I mean, it says it all in the title. Japanese scientists are one step closer to making your catgirl fantasies come true in VR. So what's happened is, if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of furries out there in the world. A lot of people like playing as furry animals in video games, whatever. But now, like, scientists are trying to figure out, like, how to make it so you feel that in VR. So, like, if someone's patting your ears, your fake ears and all that, how can they really make it like you're feeling that, not just wearing, like, little headphone ears and all that, right? So like they're doing a study, and they have like this actual, like, almost like a helmet around, and so that way you actually feel if someone's petting you, right? You feel the sensation on your head, and it's basically a VR furry. It's wild. Why are the Japanese doing this? I don't know, but yes. And Craig is now broken.
If this was funded by USAID, I'm going to be really upset.
It might have been.
It probably was.
I am a fan of VR, but I also have this part of me that's like, it's one of those things where I know people who lack the ability to socialize in the real world are probably going to live in VR and live out these bizarre fantasies instead of, being in society. I believe that. I believe they're closer to having some, because they have like these vests that you can wear that vibrates if you're playing certain like shooter games. So I think, yeah, that it's a very niche market, I think, for like feeling the pets. That just sounds odd.
Yes, the idea that I wouldn't say there's a big market for people out there looking to be pet, but then I go on X and I see it every day.
Yeah, no, true.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Oh wow, this comment actually makes a whole lot of sense. Rip Japanese population, because the population is already in decline, and now they're just going to be using the VR forever, and they're never going to populate.
It's too much of a hassle for you to go out and mingle with people. So just get in the VR, and you can simulate having, relations with one another
and all that, and yeah.
You can see this here.
Yep.
Like what?
Yep, that's your fake cat ears. They're saying the fake cat earmuffs that everyone wears isn't enough. They really want to be immersed.
To your point, Gothix, do you think that there's a tremendous, there can't be that big of a market for this?
No, but you know who's really going to use this? I think the biggest market are going to be perverted adults that get into lobbies with little kids because parents who buy their kids VR don't really know what their kid is playing.
As somebody who played VR chat, I agree. You walk into that thing and it is a different world for sure.
Most of the furry little cutesy characters are just grown men playing the game.
It's like a bunch of Roblox streamers. Look at Craig. He's like,
they're
I'm
over
dying.
here talking like this. They're over here. Hello, it's me. I'm right here.
Meanwhile, he's like some 50-year-old, 300-pound dude.
What's going on?
It's the Smash Sisters. They're back.
Oh my God. Okay. God, what are we doing? This is the corruption of society is amazing. It's just fascinating. So anyways, look out for that sooner than later, I suppose. When they use the term scientist, right? What does that mean? Are these people who are learned? If I can use a phrase from Step Brothers, I'm learned. Do you think these people went to school, or is it just some kid who's like, I'm a scientist and I'm going to learn how to make because let's just be real. This doesn't look super duper advanced.
Well, they're not exactly scientists. If you read it, they say because a group of researchers from Japan's Keio University and Tokyo University. So there are a whole bunch of researchers. I mean, I guess it makes them scientists, depending if they have a PhD or they're getting their PhD, whatever the case is, right? So I guess the terminology is correct.
Yeah, straight up Bill Nye over here. I'm a scientist. Okay.
Well, he's not even. Isn't he like some? No. Isn't he not even an engineer? I don't even know what he is.
He's a TV personality presented as a scientist. That's what he is.
I feel like this falls more into engineering than science.
A little bit, yeah. That's what I was first thinking. Maybe it's engineering, but
yes,
whatever
science.
The case, it's not really needed. I feel like you could be researching other things to help society.
Yes, I agree. I think that there's a lot of things that we could do better than that. But hey, I guess there's a market for everything out there, right? So I just think of Jesse Pinkman on Breaking Bad, where he goes, "Yeah, science." I don't know if you guys if you've seen that or not, but all right. Hey, Marius says, this technology is not going to be used to fill cat ears, right?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marius. Appreciate that. Ian says, mark my words, there will be something called phantom tail syndrome in the future cause of VR.
Oh my God. And it's like, what do you do? Do you go to the doctors and be like, my tail's missing? And they'll be like, well, chop it off.
No, thanks. Thank you, Toxic. And Zorak says, post the recipe on Plus Craig. I want to make it. I will do that for everybody. Worthy One says, when it comes to the Pele kick, thank you, Worthy One, for this wonderful wrestling question in the middle of the show. Are you team AJ Styles or team Finn Balor? I like AJ Styles better. Coconator says, use Ferris Bueller's snobby snoot scene for Blabs.
That's funny.
Max says, The only thing close to this is those showings of the room where the audience would throw spoons at the screen at certain times.
What?
I don't even know what this is, and other stuff that would make a mess at the theater. I don't recall this, Mac, but thank you.
You've seen The Room, though, right?
Yeah, I'm familiar with The Room. Yeah. Max says Gothix. Sam Hyde is a legend. He is known as the school shooter meme when people troll.
Oh, I've seen this.
I'm sorry. That's I just find it funny that somebody would take pride in the fact that their picture would be used as a school shooter.
Damn.
That seems really fucked up. You know,
It's really messed up, but if news stations actually run with it, I mean, I think that just exposes how incompetent these stations are.
Oh gosh, that's funny. All right, Blab, see if you can find that, please. Sam Hyde school shooter meme. God, that's
wow.
I've seen it. It's really fucked up. But there we go. All right. Okay, let's keep it in Asia here, Gothix. As this is courtesy of Dexerto. A man is suing a Chinese game developer after being slapped with in-game items over 4,800 times. Every time I am hit with eggs, I feel my self-esteem is harmed and I get depressed. That's a real quote, by the way, from this person. This man sues Chinese game company after being slapped with in-game item over 4,800 times. The highest ranked Three Kingdoms Kill Online player is suing the game developer after being slapped. The items ruined his life. According to the reports, the player using the synonym Kyobin has been playing strategy game for 15 years, but his victories over opponents were met with backlash. After matches, players can throw in-game items like eggs and sandals at opponents' avatars with an animation resembling a slap. Kyobin claims that over a 6-month period, he had over 4,800 items thrown at him. It's a pretty good win ratio, by the way. In one extremely humiliating instance, he says the slappings lasted over 90 seconds. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news for Kyobin over here, but some people will pay for that.
Donnie moms.
Want to throw it out there. Every time, actually, Blabs, would you please read this in the best Kyobin accent, please?
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, just sound like an Asian guy.
We need Philip Chan for that, not me.
But you're here. Here we go. Come on.
All right. You want me to say every time I am hit with eggs, I feel
No.
self-esteem.
Really try, Blabs.
They're not Asian.
That's why I want you to do it. Come on, you can do it.
Do I replace my R's with L's?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
Every time I'm hit with eggs, I feel my self-esteem is harmed, and I get depressed. I don't know how to do it. You try it.
Thank you, Blabs. He continues, says Kyobin believes that because these in-game items players can use to slap players that can be purchased using real money, the game developers are profiting off these humiliating interactions. After wait, I love that one lasted 90 seconds. Oh, that's funny.
He could have just left.
Oh, maybe you can't. I don't know. After customer service ignored his complaints, Kyobin opted to take legal action by filing a lawsuit and seeking compensation, although the exact amount he wants hasn't been disclosed. As reported by NewsX, developer claims it will cooperate with the courts in this legal case. So there you go. You can see the things being thrown at you here. Sandals and eggs in Three Kingdoms Kill Online. Meanwhile, legal experts believe Kyobin has a legitimate case, noting that being slapped with eggs is insulting and that in-game harassment could violate players' personal rights. Players in China have expressed mixed opinions on the lawsuit, but some pointed to how throwing eggs after losing helps them save face. No matter how strong a player is, they can still be crushed by eggs and straw sandals, one said.
This pisses me off. This is like, I would like to think this is a joke. It seems like satire, but no, I really think this person is serious. It's like if you play a lot of multiplayer games, there's this argument of, hate speech on mic. You know, I can't go into multiplayer lobbies without feeling harassed. As Blab said, just leave the game or mute.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's your choice. You're putting yourself in that environment instead of taking yourself out of it, you're demanding that the game companies change the game because you can't handle it. I don't understand.
I think it's hilarious. I love it. I want to see if I can find gameplay of this. And I use the term gameplay very loosely. I just want to see if there's a way to. Let's see if there's a win. Let's see. Here's some gameplay for everybody. Let's see what happens here. This looks like some sort of card game, perhaps. Obviously, this looks like it's only available in China, so they're going back and forth. By the way, let's not forget, this guy was the top ranked player in this game. So let's see. Someone wins. Let's go to the end here. See what happens. Nothing at all. Okay. Okay. A lot of people dressing up here, but I don't see anybody getting eggs thrown at them, which I love it. I love the extra humiliation, but the fact that apparently in China this is like deemed an offense. I mean, crazy. Wonder what kind of revenue this company's seen. You know, like this is a game I've never heard of before. A mobile game, huge. Online earnings. Let's see. Okay, quick rundown. It says Three Kingdom Kills Online is not provided. Okay, so specific revenue is not provided online. However, the game was developed by a Chinese company, launched in 2009, gaining popularity as a multiplayer battle game set in China's Three Kingdoms period. The game allows players to engage in battles with 4 to 8 participants per match, lasting 10 to 30 minutes. Players can use virtual items like eggs and straw sandals, which can be earned through in-game tasks or purchased. While exact revenue numbers are not available, the context does mention that the game has been the subject of a lawsuit, blah, blah, blah. There we go. So, yeah, we don't know the exact revenue here, but apparently there's been a thing for a long time, and I love the idea that you can actually pay money to humiliate your opponents in this.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
You should be honored that someone wants to pay money to virtually slap you with a shoe.
What if, let's just say in Apex Legends or like, okay, let's just say pick a favorite game, Street Fighter 6. Or let's even go back. Let's go back at 2 decades. Mortal Kombat 2 is released. Okay. In that game, you fight against Shao Kahn. Okay. Shao Kahn is the final boss of that game. Now, did you ever play Mortal Kombat 2, Gothix?
I did. Terribly, but yes.
So did you ever see, did you ever get to Shao Kahn in it?
Probably not.
Okay. Let me see if we can, I want to pull up this boss fight here because this is going to tie into what we're talking about here, talking about humiliation. And those who have played it know exactly what I'm talking about. Here we go. Here's the boss. Tell me if you notice something.
Feel the wrath of Shao Kahn. Feel the wrath of Shao Kahn. You win.
So you notice what Shao Kahn is doing here. This is obviously he's going to win, but he's talking shit to him.
Yeah, he's taunting.
He's talking shit the entire time. So is that going to cause mental distress? You know, like this is 30 years ago now for Mortal Kombat 2. So can I sue Midway and ultimately NetherRealm Studios for the emotional harm that game did to me 30 years ago? Because I don't know the lasting effects that
you might have a case.
Blaz, what do you think? Should we file a lawsuit?
Do it.
Yeah.
It's America, baby. Everybody sues.
Yeah.
Everybody sues. Everyone's sensitive.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Go for it. Be like them.
Check this out at the end here. After he kills you.
Is that your best?
literally, is that your best? Man, fuck you. Let's go. Love it. Anyways, so we'll follow that story as best as we can. Good luck to you, Chinese man, who
you
once
can
again,
do it.
the highest ranking Three Kingdom Kills Online player is just upset. Maybe he's just trying to recoup his money. Maybe that's what's going on with that.
That's a possibility.
Yeah. John came in with the $25 direct donation. Thank you so much, John. Says the Call of Duty game that made Gothic quit the franchise. He included a link to a video. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with this. Let's see. Here we go. I've not seen this. Let's see if this is why Gothix quit.
So I was looking at Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Battle. They got multiplayer, 2 girls, 1 hentai, bro, who developed?
Why is the developer Tyrone?
All right, guys. So I was looking at Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Battle.
Yeah, I don't know.
The cum bucket, bro. And all of a sudden I seen the tags, bro. And they got multiplayer, 2 girls, 1 hentai, bro, who developer Tyrone? All right.
That's so good.
Thank you, John. Appreciate that. That's outstanding. Also outstanding, Dirtus King says, Sam Hyde, the ghost of Kiev, assassin of every man from Abe Lincoln to Shinzo Abe. Abe says, responsible for chaos and destruction in every continent. He can't keep getting away with this. Thank you, Dirtus King. Marius says, you know what they say, when life hits you with eggs, make an omelet. And Max says, back in the day, the room would have midnight showings, and there would be a whole ritual where spoons would be thrown at the screen and all that, way before mainstream. Look it up. Thanks for the heads up, Mac. All right, Blabs, you just put a link in here. Oh, there's the Sam Hyde thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here's Sam Hyde, apparently. Sam Hyde. So Sam Hyde images have used to falsely identify gunmen in various mass shootings.
I've seen this.
So there you go. It's a meme.
Wow.
Been identified multiple times. So that's funny. I don't know if that's something I'd really want to be associated with, just personally.
No,
But-
I don't. I mean, I get it. It's funny, but that's also dangerous too, because someone will see you as a threat, and
Yeah.
not good.
All right, let's talk about this drug dealer situation. This is kind of crazy. We'll go to the article from IGN. This is a game called Drug Dealer Simulator. And there's a big game right now called Schedule 1 that's been released. And have you heard of this game at all?
Yeah, my chat wanted me to play it yesterday.
Okay.
And I'm just learning about it now.
Right. So let's talk about this, because Schedule 1 is I didn't really have a whole lot of interest in talking about this until I looked at what was going on here. So let's just first, for context, here's Drug Dealer Simulator. Right now it has 398 people playing it online. Okay. And you see the max all time 5 years ago, 7,574. Okay. So have you ever considered creating your own crime empire without the legal or moral consequences? Simulate it. So that's the idea of Drug Dealer Simulator. There's a new game out called Schedule 1. It has 253,000 people playing it right now. Had 459,000 people playing it 4 days ago. This has very quickly become a viral sensation, which I'm just now learning about. Okay. So there's your context. 398 versus 253,000. So here's the story. Steam smash hit Schedule 1 getting investigated by Drug Dealer Simulator publisher. Now, it says, but Movie Games says reports of a lawsuit are false. So let's talk about this. There's drama in the PC gaming meth cooking world, and it's all about whether or not the latest Steam craze, Schedule 1, is getting sued by the publishers of Drug Dealer Simulator, Movie Games. After some review bombing of its titles, Movie Games has now come forward to clarify the situation, stating that currently there is no lawsuit against the creators of Schedule 1. Movie Games suggests that that the confused reports were probably the result of attempts to translate the news from the original Polish source of the information, but added that it was investigating the similarities between the two games. Due to repeated opinions that Schedule 1 is very similar to DDS, we are obligated to request a legal analysis from an intellectual property specialist. It is indicated that there might have been an infringement by the Schedule 1 developers in relation to Drug Dealer Simulator, said Movie Games spokesperson Michael P. in a Discord post on Sunday. Now, we are obligated to follow up further, but we are yet to contact these Schedule 1 developers. Our goal at this point is discussing the situation with them and have an open approach. So Drug Dealer Simulator was released in 2020, and like Schedule 1, focused on the mechanics of producing and selling illegal substances. While the subject matter is similar, Drug Dealer Simulator leans into more realistic, while Schedule 1 looks like has a look that screams, what if it was designed by Rick and Morty, while having a nervous breakdown. So there's definitely, like it's kind of like going back to like fighting games. It's like if Mortal Kombat was sued by Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Right? They're both like fighting games. In this case, you're being sued for something that has a very similar theme here.
I just really like two drug dealing games, basically fighting, like in real life. Drug dealers fighting, in real
especially
life.
if it's legally. Like
Yeah.
there's immense irony in a game about illegal activities being settled by a lawsuit. Blab, see if you can find some comparisons between Drug Dealer Simulator and Schedule 1. See if you can find some gameplay, because I'd like to see this side by side if possible, so we can make that decision ourselves. They continued and said they went on to assure gamers it's not our intention to prevent TVGS from selling or developing their game. He also made it clear that Drug Dealer Simulator developers Byte Runners had no role in the decision to investigate. Byte Runners also made that clear on a post in social media. Right there. Our goal is to support all devs, but we need to consider our legal obligations if law specialists determine that there are grounds to claim infringement. We even contacted TVGS via email just before the release, when the game was already huge, and wished them all the best. But that was before the legal analysis. Back then, no one expected it to be needed, not to mention that it would bring these results. So there you go. Blabs, you got any gameplay of these two at all?
I'm looking for it. I want to make sure I get everything right.
So, we've seen this type of thing before, where companies get upset for stealing IP. We saw this with Nintendo in Pal World, right? Where they're like, oh, you can't have that. Just based off of the service. We're going to look at gameplay here in a second, but just on the surface, without knowing a whole lot about this, Gothix, do you have any thoughts on?
I mean, my thoughts is exactly what you said. The irony is not lost on me that you're going through a legal battle for illegal game simulator. Yeah, I guess I would have to see the side by side of it. I find it hilarious. Well, simulators, I think, tend to have a large player base. The fact that Schedule 1 is doing so well, it makes me think that maybe perhaps people are, I don't know, they can live out their fantasies through a video game.
Right. Well, let's take a look real fast. I have some Schedule 1 gameplay pulled up, and let me pull up some Drug Dealer Simulator. That's
I got them in the private chat for you.
Oh, great, thank you. Drug Dealer Simulator. All right, let's pull up Drug Dealer Simulator first and see how this looks in comparison. And Gothix, you're going to be the judge, jury, and executioner here.
Okay.
So
okay.
Here's some gameplay here of Drug Dealer Simulator. Kind of has I don't know, kind of has that realistic look I can see.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's a fairly low budget game. Characters in it look fairly realistic, just on the surface. Even the environments look fairly realistic. Got a tweaker right there in the corner. Okay, so there's that. And let's see. Do we have the game? Yes, we do. And the Schedule 1 gameplay. Kind of goes side by side here. Here is the Schedule 1 gameplay. Whoop. Okay, and you can see here. This looks a little bit different.
It looks like a weird potato head.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously the graphical perspective is considerably different here. It looks a lot different. I don't know.
I don't see
Gothix.
I don't see it. I don't see the comparison. There's nothing to compare. It looks like an entirely different game.
Labs, what about you?
I don't really see it, to be honest, either. Even like the way that the character looks, he doesn't look similar. Yeah.
Well, maybe they're talking about the substance of the game, which I'm sure they are, but we'll kind of see where this goes as moving ahead. But it's been interesting to kind of see. Anytime you're talking about a game that had a peak of 7,500 players, it has 300 people playing it right now. Like, they're going out of the way to protect their IP, but the reality is that nobody knew the IP existed.
Damn,
but we've seen this.
Say it like that, Craig. Damn.
Well, I mean, I try not to be so honest sometimes, but I am. So there you go. Good luck with your investigation there, Drug Dealer Simulator. All right, let's go and move on. We have a couple more stories before we go today. Guys, thank you very much for your support. We are 2 supers away from our goal of Montez. Big Migs Gaming says, did y'all see the Nintendo camera has issues with people with dark colored skin? What? Who would have known the camera was made by Hulk Hogan? Oh no. Blab, see if you can find that. The Nintendo has, okay. Wow, that's interesting. That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
What is that? Wait a second. I don't even know what this is before I pull this up.
Okay, please get a little clarity before you do.
Okay, hang on.
Okay, sounds good. All right, let's go to this our lead story today before we get to Nintendo's camera being racist.
Well, I think this is it. Is this not it? He kind
of.
Hold on. What? No, Blabs. That's Hulk. Why did you look up Hulk Hogan?
Didn't you say Hulk Hogan? I could have sworn you said Hulk Hogan.
The super chat did say Hulk Hogan.
Hold on, Blabs. Do you listen to the show?
Yeah, of course I do. I literally heard Hulk Hogan. I was on my other screen and I was looking up Hulk Hogan.
What are you doing during our show?
Making notes.
You're making notes, but you're clearly not listening. Are you making notes to the end? Are you tweet? Like, what are you doing? That had nothing to do.
Listen. You said Hulk Hogan, so I understood Hulk Hogan. Sometimes when Craig talks about it a lot, I kind of space out and then I come back in.
At least you're honest.
I thought you said
you're
Hulk
boring,
Hogan,
Craig.
I mean, though, this is fascinating to see. It's really 10 Hulk Hogan.
It has nothing to do with what we were talking about. Nothing.
So, did I get it right?
You got nothing right. 0% of it right.
They say I have ADHD in the chat. Maybe I do.
None. 0. Labs.
I heard Hulk Hogan. And Nintendo.
The statement was about the Nintendo camera. The Hulk Hogan
I didn't hear the camera bit. I just heard Nintendo Hulk Hogan, so I googled it real fast. Hey man, it makes great content.
Yeah, only if you clip it out, which you won't.
You want me to?
Yes, I do, Blabs. Please.
I won't though.
Clip it and post it on social media and let everybody know what it. Golly.
That was perfect.
Oh my god. So Blabs, if you would please.
Sure. What's up?
The super
chat. What do you need, boss?
The super chat was about how apparently the Nintendo camera is having issues seeing people who have dark skin.
Oh, so not Hulk Hogan.
The joke was about Hulk Hogan being a racist. That was the punchline of the super chat. Says being okay. So please see if you can find a little more information.
There is a thread here on Reddit, but it remains to be unconfirmed.
Okay, well, do a little digging and see if you can listen to the show while we're doing it as well.
Yeah, no, I can do that. Don't worry.
Great. Thanks, Blab.
Shout out, boss.
That's good. All right, good. For the fuck's sake. Good Lord. All right. You have one job.
Cool. I have multiple jobs actually when we're live. Don't negate.
You listen to the show. That's your first job. Listen.
I already got it right here. Okay. Yeah. This is from Hypertext. Says Nintendo Switch 2 camera may have a melanin problem. This was published a couple of hours ago, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, April 10th. Let me zoom in for you guys so you can see it better. Whee! Says people with darker skin and complexions may find it more difficult to use the camera system for the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2. This is according to the Washington Post journalist Jane Parker, who had a black friend that struggled to be picked up by the camera. Companies like Google invest significant time and money into trying to eliminate racial bias in camera technology.
Maybe.
That's awful.
Is there pictures of this quote-unquote racial biased with camera technology? That seems like a pretty loaded.
Yeah, that's a pretty big statement to make. Let me see.
Gothix, what are your thoughts on racial bias with camera technology? Is it a real thing?
I think no. Well, I mean, I was gonna joke and say just don't be black. Easy fix, but you can't not do that. So no, I think the racial bias, that's stupid. It's just technology. The technology isn't there. I mean, and it's common sense. I see certain skin tones better in certain lighting conditions. That doesn't mean the sun or the darkness is racist. It's just the reality.
Well, the sun is racist. We know that, right?
A little bit.
Yeah, incredibly racist.
I can't seem to find any footage of this.
Okay, well, see if you keep on digging. Well, that's the thing, and so this person's alleging this, but we don't have any. It's like Pixar. What happened to Pixar?
Oh my god! I went down a rabbit hole. There's this article from the New York Times from 2019, and the title is "The Racial Bias Built in Photography."
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Anyway.
We're gonna look back on this time period and be like, dude, people were so fucking dumb. They're just reaching.
Yeah, but how about the Hulk Hogan? Huh?
That was a good tan.
Ubisoft's The Crew lawsuit insists we do not own the games we buy. Says the reality is consumers were explicitly notified at the time of purchase they were purchasing a license. So there's a lot. Okay, I'll just kind of read the story. It says Ubisoft has insisted that buying a game doesn't give players unfettered ownership rights to it, only a limited license to access the game.
So you're renting it.
Yes, you're borrowing it for a short amount of time till they say no.
Mm-hmm.
The Megacorp's comments come as it sought to dismiss a case brought by two unhappy The Crew players. We talked about this a little bit ago, who took the company to court for shutting down its original racing game last year. 2014's The Crew is no longer playable. No version of the game, whether it's physical or digital, or even if it's owned already, can be bought or played in any capacity, with servers going dark completely at the end of March 2024. Ubisoft took measures to create offline versions of The Crew 2 and sequel The Crew Motorfest to enable players to keep playing, but no similar action was taken for the original. At the end of last year, two gamers took Ubisoft to court, stating that they had been, quote, under the impression that they were paying to own and possess a video game, The Crew, instead of paying for a limited license to use The Crew. Imagine you buy a pinball machine and years later you enter your den to go play it, only to discover that all the paddles are missing, the pinballs and bumpers are gone, and the monitor that proudly displayed your unassailable high score is removed, the initial lawsuit read. As spotted by Polygon, the claimants accused Ubisoft of violating California's false advertising law, unfair competition law, and Consumers Legal Remedies Act, as well as, quote, common law fraud and breach of warranty claims. They also suggest Ubisoft broke California state law around gift cards, which are not allowed to expire. The gamers also provided images that depict the activation code for the racer clearly shows that it does not expire until 2099, which they believe implies that The Crew would remain playable during this time and long therefore after. Perhaps unsurprisingly, Ubisoft does not agree, saying plaintiffs allege that they purchased physical copies of The Crew under the belief that they were obtaining unfettered access to the game in perpetuity. Plaintiffs can take issue with the fact that Ubisoft did not offer to create a, quote, offline single-player option of the game, otherwise known as a patch, when it shut down The Crew's servers in March 2024. The essence of the plaintiff's complaint is that Ubisoft allegedly misled purchasers of the video game The Crew in believing that they were purchasing unfettered ownership of the game, rights of the game, rather than the limited license to access the game. But the reality is that consumers received the benefit of their bargain and were explicitly notified at the time of purchase they were purchasing a license. So this goes back to the idea that you will own nothing and be happy. We've seen this happening a lot.
So is this a multiplayer game, is what I'm gathering?
Yes, The Crew is a massive multiplayer online game, or at least it was.
Okay.
Now, once again, this game has been delisted from stores, and the servers were shut down. Blab, see if you can pull up some gameplay of the crew, please.
Like, to be fair here, and I am a huge advocate for owning physical copies, but also with the understanding that when you get a game that is multiplayer, these companies have to pay to keep those servers open. And if they're not making enough money, they're going to close the servers. Like, I personally, I don't purchase games, even if it's a physical copy, if it's solely on the internet, because it's nothing tangible. It's not like you can pop in the game and play it offline. So to be fair, I understand the argument here.
Yeah, I think there has to be an understanding. But when this game was released in 2014, the game lasted 10 years, and I think that the digital, I don't know if these companies go in thinking that they're going to support this game forever, right? So I do think that they're, well, if we can get 5 years out of it, 10 years out of it, whatever. 2014 from a digital standpoint was a lot different than it is in 2025. I think we've talked about this in the past, the idea of physical versus digital. And I do feel in 2025, there is an underlying understanding that when you buy a digital item, you won't have that game, or at least access to that game forever, right? I go back to, I have an Xbox 360 hard drive that has data for a ton of games, some of which I can't go back and play, right? But the fact that they didn't offer some sort of patch or some way to play it offline after they removed it, I think that's where the argument is I think that's their best argument. Like, we bought this with the intention of having this specifically, as it said, through 2099. It's 2025.
Yeah.
It's a long ass time. So I think that's really key to their argument. And this is, anytime a couple players or just a single player, anytime there's some sort of lawsuit, this is very much a consumer rights thing. And I'm a big fan of consumer rights. But it makes sense for Ubisoft to try to get this dismissed as fast as possible, because they don't want to spend any more money on it. Or like you're going to see with Disney, with Gina Carano, they're going to try to ride this out and bleed these guys short out of money to where they eventually don't want to sue anymore. So I don't know, Blabs, do you have anything on this?
Well, first of all, I do have some gameplay of
good.
this. So I was gonna pull up Hulk Hogan again just to troll, but I decided not to. So here, I'll just let this play out. It's all muted. But I was actually talking to Extra Zero about this today, and he had a great analogy that I feel like, honestly, it makes a lot of sense. So it's like a digital theme park argument. So where you pay for entry and you pay to play, but you don't retain ownerships of elements of the park. And I feel like that is like a great analogy for Ubisoft's logic here.
Sure. I would say the counter to that would be, if I buy an annual pass and that annual pass says, let's say I buy it on January 1st, and they say it's going to expire on December 31st, as indicated in this license agreement of it being $20.99. But then in June, they're like, hey, you can no longer come. The theme park is closed, right?
I mean, listen, I think it's all shitty, to be completely honest. I think I hate when they do these things. And I know like a lot of games are going to be shutting down the next couple of years because of server costs, yada, yada, yada. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like there's no win-win scenario here because everything's just going digital now. But I guess the best thing is just don't buy it. Go back to playing old games. Because I don't know how else you're supposed to solve this problem.
Yeah. Delta says, counter argument Gothix. Imagine Elden Ring and Demon Souls from Software was unplayable because of its main feature were open servers where everyone's connected in its own worlds.
Yeah, well, that was my question. Is this marketed as a single or multiplayer game? And I can't find the answer I'm finding mixed information online. But that would be like, I don't play Dark Souls or whatever, but as like an analogy, if I buy Call of Duty because I like the Call of Duty campaign, and then you also have multiplayer, well, eventually those multiplayer servers get closed. I loved Modern Warfare 2. That server is not a server that I can use anymore. So I see the argument on both sides. But still, like if you're buying a game and you're buying it specifically because of the online aspect, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you just, yeah, shit happens. I mean, you can't. It's. I don't foresee Ubisoft keeping a server open until 2099.
No.
Because Ubisoft don't exist then either.
No,
Well, yeah, that too. But I mean, most people are finding other games at that point. Or they're dead.
Most people. This is interesting. I'm just kind of glancing at this right now. This is from over at X. This guy says offline mode is in the game, but hidden and disabled for us normal players. This is, I don't know. I'm literally reading this for the first time. It says, but it's hidden and disabled for us normal players using a hex editor. You can go through the crew.exe and easily find references to the much requested offline mode and local save data functionality. To be more exact, there is a certain part of the exe that sets up the title screen. You can find where it tries to load the video file for the background logo. And somewhere around there is list options for the title screen, such as continue, new game, options, etc. Among those, you can find options such as play offline, save game, and load game. That's interesting.
So it sounds like there's like a little hack that you have to go around.
But it sounds like it wasn't marketed as a single player game. Like they still have the coding in the back end to technically do it, but it's not available. But that's what I mean. It's like, that's
so
if you bought, like you bought it as a multiplayer game.
So if you go to the Steam page of the crew, which it still exists, it says single player, but then it also says MMO.
What?
Yeah, it says both. I'll share my screen. Let me zoom in. There it is. I don't know how well you guys can see this. Whee! Single player MMO. The crew.
So it's a single player MMO.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
So I'm assuming there was multiple modes in there. Then you could do single player or you could do MMO. No?
That seems like an oxymoron. When you say
I don't know
playing
anymore.
it by yourself with other people?
Maybe? I don't know. Are the people in the room with us now? I don't understand.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, I always am intrigued by lawsuits that have big companies associated with them. You know, you wonder if this can be one of those situations where the little guy wins, or does the big guy, hold the little guy down a little bit more? And if this does, let's just say they are successful, this could set a precedent for, you mentioned Call of Duty, right? No longer having access to online multiplayer for a version of the game or something. Like, when you buy a game, will there be maybe a best buy date? You think of like when you buy milk, you say, well, eat this by this date, right?
Yeah.
You wonder if it'll be like that. We are committed to keeping the servers up through January of 2029. And then after that, we'll see, that maybe that's something that we could potentially see.
I mean, it might go into that territory, because I've bought in games that weren't very old. I think one of them was like The Darkness, and it had a multiplayer aspect to it. And I bought it maybe like 3 months after it came out, and no one was on the servers. Well, I'm not going to return the game. I still play the campaign for it. So I think like I said, I think it depends on how they're advertising it, what the product, what people are expecting in terms of the product that they're buying. You can have an argument there. But I don't see any obligation for these developers, for as much as criticism I have about Ubisoft. Like, I don't see the obligation for them to keep a server open if that's not what they were planning to do anyway.
Right. Well, we'll see more. I think this is going to be interesting to follow. Obviously, Ubisoft wants to get rid of it. We'll see if they do, and we'll see if the judge is open to the idea of squashing it. So, Torgo says the bucket hats are squishing Blabs' brain.
I didn't even have a brain to begin with.
There you go. Thanks. Thanks. Big Mig says, I sent you the clip on your X. It's from Gene Park. Thank you. Mercenary says, Blabs, you're fired for not getting that joke. Max says, all memes aside, Sam is a cool dude, IRL. Can't control the internet, and his stand-up is funny. Also, his call-out to Box Hassan is legendary. Worth a watch. Thank you, Mac. Kratos says one more. And Raptor Kratos came back one more time, says Montez. And Maria says Montez, which we did get to Montez. So Gothix, guess what?
What?
You get to pick Montez.
How many do you have again?
We have eight versions.
I'll go with 7.
7, okay.
Bitch! Montez!
TKO, bitch. There we go.
I think that's the one you showed me last time. I keep picking 7.
Yeah. Pick 8 next time. It's Tetris. All right. Guys, thank you very much. We are going to be rating our own premiere in just a second over Nerd Duel. You guys watching over on YouTube, don't go anywhere. Like, we literally have it coming up. I'm going to set it to go live as soon as we are done here. It'll be like a 1 or 2 minute wait. Okay. So don't go anywhere, you guys on YouTube. Blabs, if you can get that link over to everybody over on Rumble as well. James says, think GTA 5 single player or online. Okay. Got it, James. Mercenary says, at my tax attorney, I have $2,000 plus bill screwed. Oh, sorry about that, Mercenary. Don't be super chatting us if you got a $2,000 bill. Nikki says, it says it's a single player game. That's an MMO. All that means is one player can play at a time and one console, PC at a time. Okay. Thank you, Nikki. Appreciate that. Cody says, obviously, it's unreasonable to expect the publisher to keep servers up forever, but that's what split screen, LAN, P2P is, and dedicated servers are for. Thanks, Cody. And I don't disagree. Okay, we are going to raid our own premiere for Nerd Duel. It's going to say it's happening at 1:15. It's not. It's going to be happening as soon as we go over. I'm going to adjust the time of the back end. But before we do that, Gothix, please tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on my YouTube channel at Gothix TV or also on Rumble if you'd like. Please like and subscribe and say hello to me.
Where did this English accent come from, all this?
I've always had it. I just needed to channel it.
Okay, well, thank you for channeling it. And thank you guys for channeling us Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time. Appreciate you guys popping in. Don't go anywhere. This channel will literally be, this page will be redirected momentarily. I want all you guys to stick around. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out here on the show. Hit the thumbs up button over on Nerd Duel. We got 3 great competitors, Mally Mouse, Melee Games, and Vera Dark, starting in just about 2 minutes. Guys, remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got to go get it. See you guys tomorrow. Or see you guys in the chat over at Nerd Duel momentarily. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Hulk Hogan fatality.